Hey guys, it's me, and today I wanted to show you what I made for Kaya's little preschool class for her birthday treat. These little robots were found on Pinterest, and I thought they were just such a great idea because they kind of combine a little bit of candy with a little bit of healthier treats, so I thought the parents there would enjoy that fact that they weren't all just junk food or candy, and they're just oh so adorable. So I thought I would show you guys how I made these, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So first things first is you're going to need some googly eyes. I picked these up at Walmart for I think like $2. Then you'll need juice boxes for the body of the robot. Some applesauce for the heads. My daughter likes strawberry, so that's the kind she picked out. A bag full of Smarties for their arms. Small boxes of raisins for the feet. You can also use Nerds if you want, but I just thought raisins were a little bit healthier. And then the spoons are optional. I glued these to the back of the robots just so the kids would have something to eat their applesauce with. And then the starbursts are optional for the tops of the heads. You could also do candy kisses as well. And then last but not least, a glue gun with a lot of hot glue gun sticks because I went through quite a few. First things first, I took the spoons and I used my hot glue gun and I glued them onto the boxes. Again, this is optional. I only did this because I knew the kids were going to be eating them at preschool and I just wanted to make sure that they had a utensil to eat the applesauce. Planning on sending these home as party favors, you could skip this step. It is a little bit of a nuisance just because putting the heads on the robots was a little bit more difficult because the spoon was in the way. So again, this is totally optional. Next, I applied glue to the bottom corners of the juice box to apply the robot's feet using the Sun-made raisins. Again, you can use little Nerd boxes, but I just felt like raisins were a healthier option for such young children. I almost dropped it there. But you can put these feet on at an angle or you can put them on straight. I just thought at an angle kind of gave more of a base for the juice box and the applesauce to sit on. It gets pretty heavy after you add on the heads, so I would just suggest flaring them out a little bit. It also gives the robots a little bit more character. Moving on to the arms, I took 2 Smarties and I used my hot glue gun, just put a little bit of dot onto the plastic tail of each Smartie, and then I just put it on the top of the body of the robot, which was the juice box, and I held it on there for a few seconds. Be careful not to burn yourself, it is hot glue. Then I applied the eyes to the applesauce, which is the head of the robot. Next, I applied the starburst to the top of the robot's head. This is another optional step. You don't have to do this. I really wanted to use chocolate kisses, but Kaya really wanted starburst, so that's what we used. And then last but not least, I glued the heads onto the robots. Now doing this, I used a ton of glue on top of the box. Because the box has kind of a waxy exterior and the applesauce lid is metal and very slippery, hot glue gun doesn't necessarily work the greatest to adhere them together, but it's the easiest when it comes to pulling them apart and like eating it and, you know, drinking the juice box. Be careful not to cover up the metal hole where the straw goes with the glue because you want the kids to be able to still get their straws through to drink the juice. So be very careful and use a lot of glue. And then also hold on the head for a little bit just to make sure it's secure. Like I said, the spoons get in the way and make it so that the juice box and the applesauce don't connect completely. So you'll want to make sure to concentrate a lot of glue on the back of the box where the back of the head of the robot will be, just so it stays on. After making 18 of these robots, I would suggest maybe just skipping the spoon part and maybe just passing out spoons to the classroom or sending them home in with the goodie bags if you're making these as a party favor, because again, I had to use a lot of glue on the back of the heads, and because it was off balance and the applesauce was so heavy, overnight some of the heads did fall off, so I had to re-glue them in the morning before taking them to Kaya's school. They stayed on okay to the school, but again, it was just so much of a hassle, and if I wouldn't have put the spoons on the backs, I could have just put them on nicely and they probably would have stayed because they would have been balanced more. So again, I would skip the spoons and maybe just pass them out if you can, or, you know, just send them home with kids without spoons on the back. I don't know. I just wish I wouldn't have done the spoons, but I wanted to make it easy for the preschool teachers, and luckily it worked out for what I needed. So there you guys have it. That's how I made Kaya's little birthday robots. They just came out so well. They were so adorable, and her classmates were so excited to see this little army of robots come into their classroom, and it just made her birthday just a little bit more special, and she was just so excited. So if you like videos like this, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment below if you try to make these, or if you do make them, and if they worked out well for your kids. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye!